So pre-date, I like to always tell guys what you did too. Assumptive text. Don't
Mm-hmm.
say, "Are we still on?" Say, "Hey, looking forward to seeing you at 8 o'clock tonight." Be
Yeah.
assumptive with your thing. Because sometimes if you ask the girl, "Are we still on?" She's like, "Huh, are we?"
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a thought like, "Are we still on?" And then all of a sudden they go, "Wait, I Kenzie did say she needed me. My dog is tired." Like she starts this thing about thinking of excuses.
Mhm.
So, and also, guys, is not to be a bash on women, but the most time they're a slave to their emotions. Like, dude, my car can break down. Hey, car broke down. I said I'm gonna be there at 8. I'm gonna be there at 8:30. I'm gonna get an Uber. Like, if I say I'm new something, I'm gonna do it. I said, sue me 12 o'clock PST. We're here at 12 o'clock PST. Like, it's word is bond. Girls is from my experiences, and
Mhm.
it has not been word is bond with them at all.
Like, and the truth is, they don't owe you anything in the beginning. They don't owe
Yeah.
you anything, and they can do whatever they want. And honestly, if you're talking to attractive women, which you should be talking to attractive women that are high quality women, they're gonna have other men that are interested in them on the Thursday night, on the Friday night. They're gonna have other plans usually lined up. They have 3 of their girlfriends hitting them up. Like, are you going on the date with the dude? Okay, me and Kelly are going here. If you want to just dip out, you can meet us here. They got like backup plans on backup plans. Women that are high quality operate from a very big abundance platform, So you've got to be very assumptive, like, what's up? Getting ready right now. I'll see you soon. That's it. You're just going. And you just look for a like or an okay.
Yeah.
And if she's not reciprocating on that, then you just don't even bother. Right. So there's like women that I'll be like, I'll see you soon. They don't respond. And I just gone. And they're like, what do you mean? Blah, blah. I'm like, you didn't let me know. I assumed that you weren't coming. I assumed that you weren't there. No, I was ready, blah, blah. I'm like, sorry. Just is what it is.
Facts. And I'll say this too. As this little fun fact I do. You've probably seen TikToks of guys like showing up showered ready at the spot and get flaked on. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't even get ready till the girl says she's getting ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big game changer. If I text her, hey yo, so I do, I make a joke. Hey, if it's at the date's in an hour, okay, I'm picking up in an hour, I'll say, yo, about to pick you up here in an hour. Do you still need more time to work on your eyebrows? Like a little joke, right? And,
Yeah.
and if she flakes, then okay, I'm good. Never got ready. But if she goes, oh no, just got out the shower. Okay, cool. I can start getting ready because she's not gonna flake now. Like she's getting ready. You know what I mean? Girls, once they get ready, they don't want to be flaked on, that, which I understand. So that's that. So number 2, when you pick her up, do you is there any type of what's it called, ritual or it's thing, or just you just go with the flow at that point?
I just go with the flow. I mean, like, women are all different. There are women that will literally say, I will not get in a car if you don't open the car door for me.
Ha.
Right. And then there are women that will be like, they'll just be like, where are you at? I'm coming down right now. Like, and they'll do whatever. And so I just go with the flow with it. I mean, I don't want to like compartmentalize and I always open the car door because I don't. Like, it's not, we're in
Yeah.
2022. I don't necessarily, if she's like, it doesn't take anything for me. Like, I don't mind doing that. It's not like I'm like, never open the car door for her, but it's not something I generally go for unless like I really know her. And I've had a girl get in the car and she's like, why didn't you open the car door? I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, I always have guys open the car door for me. You never done that. I'm like, oh, well, see how it goes. Next time I got you. Like, it's just like,
So it's funny, bro. I had only one girl say it to me, and I said, Chad, choose your battles, because if you will smoke her in a, if you like, it's like, girl, listen, do you want to debate about this right now? Because like we can debate. So me open the car door is, we say traditional, yes. Are you a
yes,
virgin? You're X'd out. You're not
yeah,
traditional. So it's like, but obviously the date just started. So it's like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna go to war and be Myron right away. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's like, girl, you don't want to do this right now. I usually just laugh it off and finesse it. But it's like, if a girl ever like did that again, of course I'll probably play it off. But it's like, to me, this is my take on it. I'll open up restaurant doors, right? And I'll walk where I'm on towards the street and you're on the inside. I'll hold your hand walking. I'll do the basics. I think that's pretty basic. But they're like, I call this advanced chivalry, like going into the restaurant and pulling your chair out and scooting
yeah,
you in, and
yeah,
putting your napkin and like that. To me, people can disagree, has to be earned.
yeah,
Because
no, 100%.
if I'm a female and a guy did that for me, I'm like, this guy does it with every
Yeah,
girl
no,
he meets.
for sure. No, my mindset on it is like, this is the philosophy and the mindset I go on with dates. I
Yeah.
go on a date with myself and she's just my company. That's like
Yeah.
really where my mindset is at. Like, so like even from the start, if she was gonna flake, I'm still gonna go do whatever I want to do because I'm gonna enjoy myself. And I don't mind being chivalrous because I can afford to, number one. And
Yeah.
it's not like I go out of my way, but like I do the nice things because it makes me feel fun. Honestly, the process of feeling intimate with someone is very enjoyable.
It's
Creating that romance, right? That's the fun part. You can have one beautiful night with a girl and never see her again, and that's okay. Like that's just a good experience that you have. It doesn't need to become something. When you place expectations on it, that's where it becomes wrong. But with the car door thing, I play my position. I'm like I'm not the guy that comes up to a girl at a bar like, let's get out of here. You look in my eyes. Like I'm not that dude, right? I try to have a conversation. I try to introduce her to my personality. I'm not very serious. I'm like a very serious or not serious. There's no in between. So I'm always cracking jokes. She says, why don't you open the car door? And I'm like, oh, it's kind of heavy. You know, a little stronger than me. You might like, I'll joke around and I'll rub it off. And some women will be very serious about it. And then, 100% pick your battles. And then,
next thing is now you're like at the spot. Like you have like again, ritual or things you say, or it's all just with the flow.
First thing I do is I'm always asking questions. So yeah, I always have a plan first off, right? I always have a plan not like we're going here, 8:15, he's bringing out the champagne. It's nothing like that, right? Definitely. But I have like some kind of itinerary for the night where I'm taking her somewhere. It's not crazy. You don't want to take her out to, this is like, some people argue with this. You do not want to take her out to crazy fancy place. It is not. Facts. That's a bad tone. It really defines a relationship as like, when women ask me, like, I never tell women how much I make, right? First thing, I'm never trying to flex. I'm coming super regular because if she likes me for me, it's not like me at my worst. I'm still presentable. I'm looking good. It's not a terrible place. But if you take her to really high end places, even if you're like can afford it, her mind goes into that, oh, it starts becoming a resource-based relationship where she's using me for something. And that's not good, So I take her to a regular place where, I've been to a couple of times before, or I know somebody there or a waiter or whatnot. And, I start asking her questions about herself, almost like an interview, right? Because I tell people like the business of dating and stuff it's a business, right? It's really, you're vetting for someone to be a bigger part of your life and to take up time in your schedule, So it's like, you have to kind of vet them out. So I began asking them questions about, anything, right? First thing is like, what do you do? What do you like to do for fun? Like simple questions. I'm not doing too much, like where it's like, I don't ask the basic questions like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
But I try to get into more engaging conversation. And this is difficult because it has to be organic. And there is no, you have a text play script probably, but I typically don't go by that because I like to just kind of feel her out. I ask about her family, brothers, sisters, what she does for a living, if she enjoys it. And then I see if she's reciprocating to me. I see if she's asking questions on me. If she is not asking questions back, I'm automatically losing interest.
Me too.
In my mind, it's like, if you're not trying to find out more about me and it's just a
new show.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like that. So, and also I'm looking how picky she is at the menu, because I'm not a picky eater myself. And I'm looking at what she likes to eat, how she orders, all that stuff, So,
okay, I got you. So, okay. Yeah. So, second part, which is, we arrived there. So I call it, chain link questions.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, are you in school? Yes. Why?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to become an engineer. Okay, that's dope. What made you want to do that? Oh, my dad. Okay, let me ask you this. Are you an engineer because you want to, or because your dad told you to? Okay. Now we're getting deep here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now she's talking about things she only like her closest two girlfriends know. Okay. Oh, I'm doing this. Okay. Well, no, sorry. She said, I really want to be a veterinarian. Okay. Then why aren't you a veterinarian? Well, because of this and this. Well, how about, you have time, you're only 21. Like, why don't you try it? Like, just ask her this. Okay. Why? Yeah. Okay. You said this. Why'd you say this? Just boom.
Questions. Passion based. And then you're the three things. It's like, what do you think about that? Oh, really? Like, oh, really is a great one, right?
Yes.
Oh, really? Like, tell me more about it. Like, you get her talk. Women love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about their lives, and they love to talk about, especially younger women, right?
Yeah.
Younger women, you'll notice like, and I don't want to generalize here, but like, 18 to like 24, they always have big goals in their life. Like, I want to do this, but I want to be a lawyer one day and own my agency one day.
Yeah.
24 to really like 30. This is very general. People are going to
Don't
get,
cancel them.
yeah. This is going to be very general. It's like one of these things like where women will then start to think about marriage and kids, and they're not as ambitious on their lifestyle goals because they've been through a few relationships, so they're talking about certain things. I like to ask a lot of same thing like you. I ask why a lot. Where is her mindset at? What is she passionate about? What does she really want to do? And I'm trying to get like these deep dark secrets, and I'm just being super vulnerable myself. I love doing that. That's
That's
really
what I do a
nice.
lot. That's what I do a lot, and it usually goes well. I'm always looking for the questions asked back because I can name so many girls where it was just all about them and they never asked me anything back. Here's the thing though, I shoot myself in the foot sometimes because I know for a fact they've been on dates with guys who are horrible in conversation, okay, and the date probably went okay because since the guy didn't say much, it forced her to say something. So sometimes I ended, stop talking. And almost one time I was on a date and I was like, you know what? This girl hasn't asked me anything. So took the drink and just smiled at her. Right. She didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And then she said, are you gonna ask me something? I'm like, no, it's your turn. And just take another sip. And just kept smiling at her. Like they're like never breaking eye contact. It's like, and then eventually she was like, okay. So blank. And then answered. Then all of a sudden it flipped. Okay, well, why? Like she almost like picked up my type of question, type of asking. So sometimes, guys, if you're at a date and the girl's just not reciprocating, be playful with it. Don't be weird. Take a sip of your drink or something. Just smile at her. Just eat and smile at her. And she'll go, well, why are you staring at me like that? Well, wait on you. Wait on you for what? To ask you something.
100%.
And just smile. Like, don't make it feel weird because I know some guys can be weird with that, but just smile, make it flirtatious, and get her to talk a little bit. So that, and also, guys, I always talk about this too. I don't want my date to feel like I'm on a date with a coworker. Okay,
Yeah.
where it's like we're just so how was your shift? Oh, it was good. You like very like we can't get too intimate because we're coworkers. If I can, I choose places where I can sit next to her if I can. Now, don't go to a restaurant booth and sit next to us. That's a little weird. That's why I go to bars where there's bar stools or like a couch where I can be on her, next to her, right?
Yep. You're
And
100%
that helps build the intimacy. You know what I mean? And if I get her laughing a lot and like let's say like I bump her my shoulder and she bumps me back, okay, all right, like she's cool with touch, and I slowly escalate from there, hand to like high knee, like on the cap, to like lower, but nothing crazy, obviously. What we're saying is like I built that up though. I like it started off next to each other with a little bit of space to her like hip to hipping me to like my arm around her waist. Like it built up to that. So don't go for the kill. You have to get positive, choosing signals and intimacy signs that she's down before you start touching, obviously.
No, that's great. No, I think like it's funny you say that. My favorite spot to probably sit in a restaurant is by the bar at the corner of the usually the because you're here and she's there. I'm like, oh, money team right there. That's 100% where I go. And then it's like you got to keep the sexual energy as high as possible. Not coworker. You're talking around like, oh yeah, like you're flirting constantly. And the thing is too, you got to playfully tease her, playfully tease, make fun of her a little bit. Like you're not bullying her, and you're saying things that you really feel. And she's like, oh, I think that's just a little rude. Like, why do you think it's rude? Tell me. Like, I'm all ears. Like, I'm not afraid to step on her feelings if this is what I really believe. Like, that's the one thing. Like, women will talk about themselves and feel very opinionated and expect you to agree with everything you say. When you can challenge her and be like, I don't think that's right. And this is what I believe. And, respectfully, all that stuff, she'll respect you a lot more. Because number one thing is a woman wants to feel like you're leading the conversation and you're in control of the situation. And if you're not letting things pass your radar. So let me ask you this, what do you say if she says, are you talking to other girls?
Ha. So usually I start with like a ha. Okay. Yeah, of course. Right. And I say like, yeah, of course. And then she'll go, how many? Yeah, a few. Not nothing too crazy, but a few. So I usually laugh and like you wanna, or I'll say another joke. I'll say, huh, do you want to eat? Do you want to eat for the rest of the night, or you're good? You know, because like, listen, girl, if you think I'm 6'1", you know, almost 200 pounds, we game. Yeah, I'm talking to just you. You're delusional. So I don't say that obviously, but I definitely do playfully say a couple. How about you?
What I'll do, okay, because a lot of girls do this. They'll be like, you probably like talk to a lot of girls. Like they'll say it like that, like you probably talk to a lot of girls.
Yeah,
I'll kind of grab the conversation. I'll be like, look, Sarah, like we both met for the first time. You know, I'm sure that you're talking to a lot of guys,
yeah,
and especially I'm trying to find someone that I can spend time with and get to know. So at the end of the day, let's just enjoy the experience. You know, I like your hair. I like this. I'll hit on a few things from the previous conversation to bring
yeah.
those moments back, and I'll kind of glaze by it in a way and tell her like, you know, I want you to respectfully at the end of the day, if I'm not the guy you like or whatever it might be, I want you to go find whoever it is. And
Right.
I'm like almost pushing her away and like not answering. And then she starts thinking about it. And when she starts thinking about how many people you start talking to, it starts making her like move into a mindset of scarcity where she's not the only one. And it puts her in competition. When
Oh
you
yeah.
put her in competition, she's naturally going to feel inferior and going to appease you. And this is not in a manipulative sense, but it's more so to let her know, like, you're not getting any
All of
special
me.
treatment from me respectfully. Like, you know, I'm talking to you, you're talking to me right now. We're here together. Right. So
Facts.
right now in this moment, like we're hanging out, we're getting to know each other, you
Got
know?
you. All
And
right,
I
man.
don't, go ahead.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, 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 you're good. You're good.
All
That's
right, man.
perfect.
So now the moment of truth is, how are you now making your first move now that the date's about to be over? So what's your sauce? I'm at remedy. What's your sauce?
Okay. So once again, it really depends on the interaction. So like what you said has a, like, there's a lot of, if I'm able to have like physical touch or something like that, like knee to knee, like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, you know, I'll try to move it to a different spot because women like new surroundings, new settings, volatility,
I do
roller
that a
coaster.
lot. Second.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Go on. You finish. Go on.
I'm moving around a lot. I'm
All right.
going, let's go this bar, let's go that bar, let's go here, let's go there. And I'm completely moving, and I'll try to take it to a place that's a little bit more upbeat where I can, and I'm walking with her and I'm, you know, lower hand on lower back, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Not once again, right? Don't cancel us, right? Not too intrusive, but
Yeah.
we're trying to get a gauge for what she's allowing, you know, because what she's going to permit is what she's going to promote at the end of the day. So I'm going to take her to somewhere more upbeat. And then from there, I'm going to try, I'm a very like physically active person in the sense that I like to move around. I like to do this. I like to do that. So I like to go to some place where we can stand, right? Like a standing bar. And then from there, I'll start to use a lot of body language signals to kind of gear her towards me, bring her closer, so on and so forth. And this is where we've already built the chemistry over some, maybe some drinks and food, whatever it might be. And then I'll take her to a place where we can stand. Because when you're standing, you can now face, you can now do this, you can lean,
Yeah.
you can move. If you take her to another place, sit down again, it's like the same thing over and over again. You
Yeah.
got to get them moving. Motion creates emotion. So I'll try to take her from there to a higher, more upbeat place. And one thing you got to understand is, and you got to know the places in your city, because you take her to
Yeah.
a more quiet and reserved spot, then a little bit more upbeat, not a nightclub mode. But I usually don't take girls to the nightclub. Like I don't think that's like the go-to, taking her out clubbing and stuff like that, unless it's like a really big thing that she wants. If it's a social group of people, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But you know, the nightclub mode, it's like you can lose people very easily. Like, it's not that I'm afraid of other guys. It's just like, it's just crazy. You know, you can't have a conversation and it translates into something that it may not be. If you're
Correct.
trying to meet girls for the first time and you're going out with your boys and something like that, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't try to take a girl because it translates the wrong vibe. And from there, I'll try to move her into, you know, let's go back. Like, you want to go here, you want to go there. Something I like to do a lot. There's a lot of scenic places in my city, right? I'll try to take her to a scenic place at night where no one is.
There you go. Smart. Yeah.
And like, she'll probably be like, you bring all the girls here. And I got a few tailored out. So I'll bring her there and I'll park my car and we'll look at like the water or something like that. And then from there, you can kind of transfer to my house or your
Yeah.
place or whatever it might be. But I don't try to be too forceful with it. And just to be honest with you, like, pets are really good, right? So I love my dog. My dog's my favorite thing. But like, you should meet my dog and stuff like that. You know, whatever you can use, whatever thing that you have that's something like attractive,
Yeah.
whether you have a TV, home theater system, whatever it might be. bring her to your place, make sure your place is clean, comfortable. And then I don't really try to make a move I never try to do that. I like kind of stay respectful, because if you be too aggressive, girls are expecting it. They're expecting you to make a move and try to bed them the first night. And it can ruin, like, you might want to just give it a couple, like, your rule is good. 3 dates. Like, I mean, sometimes that's even too much. I won't take her out to dinner again. I'll try to hang out with her or do something, I'll go on a hike with her or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't try right away,
Okay. So let's, so when I say a move, I say more so like maybe trying to kiss her or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's automatic.
Yeah. Got you. So, all right. So, but the bedroom stuff, oh yeah, we can talk about that too. But all right. So this is what I do. If I have a great time with a girl on a date, which is usually like 2 out of 10 times, give me the buck. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you two options. Like they're intrigued. A, I take you back. Okay. Or B, we go for an adventure. Right. Like, they're like, adventure? Yeah. Where's that? Let's go. Right. So usually it's like, I'm in Southern California, hella beaches and nice views. So go down the beach, we're standing, we're walking, we're talking, right? And this is what I do. So if I haven't made a move on her already, this is the move. All right. So when you go for a hug, if she goes in like this, shoulder first, you're done. Yeah, she doesn't even want to even be close to you. But she goes in chest to chest, okay, that's good. Step one. As you're releasing her and she's still in your arms, she's here. Because if you start to release her and she's already like, all right, have a good night, like, she's still not down. So if you're releasing her from like her upper back down to her lower back, you're releasing her and she's still there, hold it. Now you're at her lower back, right? And she'll look up, boom, go, right? That's the method, and it's worked almost every time. You want to avoid hugging her in the car, because all you're gonna do is get a face full of boobs, or in like, she's gonna be like, obviously like this. Cause it's like, if she hugs you face to face,
car hugs are the worst.
Yeah,
they're like the worst, especially when you meet them for the first time too.
Yeah,
like, I don't do the handshakes. I just say, what's up, get in, and then I just start going. And then the big thing I'll say too, I look at her lips a lot. Like, if I'm before you kiss her, look at her lips, because she'll see where you're looking.
Facts.
And that's like a huge telltale sign that, like, I just look at her lips and I just like, I just like stare at her kind of, and that kind of gears woman in the mode. And that's a smooth move there. Another thing I do is, like, if I'm like, if I like grab her hand, kind of like try to grab it in a way, and then I'll twirl her around to like come to me. That's one thing I love doing.
That's smooth. I like that.